Good morning, everyone. It's Karen Whooley. Welcome to the Morning Hook. And I'm happy to be here live this morning. I am going to be talking today about the Crochet Guild of America's Chain Link Conference. I'm sorry, not Chain Link Conference. That's what it used to be. It is now the Chain Space Retreat. I am so sorry. It is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday event. I just got home last night, or yesterday afternoon. So I am a little trying to get back into my time zone. I was 2 hours ahead, and last night I actually slept really good in my own bed, which was really nice. I I I'm still playing catch up with a lot of things at home. So if you left me a message somewhere and I have not responded, I apologize. I'm trying to catch up on my email. I did do a little bit yesterday, but today is going to be full bore after I have my meeting this morning. So let's talk about the retreat. So the retreat was held at the guest house at Graceland, and it was a wonderful venue. Honestly, I have never been to a hotel where every person who works for the hotel, no matter what level of employee they are, I got a hello from everyone. I got a how's your weekday going? I got a is there anything you need help with? I mean, it was amazing. Even the manager of one of the restaurants came to my table and chatted with me for about 5 minutes about my experience and what's going on and stuff like that. So if you ever get out to Memphis, I highly recommend staying there. So let's get on with what actually happened first. I got there on Wednesday night I got to the hotel about 7 p.m. And I was starving because you know how the flights are. They don't really have a whole lot of variety on the plane, and there wasn't really anything as far as meals were concerned. And I didn't have a long layover in Salt Lake City. So I didn't have anything but, a few cookies here and there because I was on Delta and they have the Biscoff cookies. And so I got those with my drinks and, or my water is really what I got from them. And I think I got ginger ale on one of the flights. So I went into the restaurant and had dinner, and I had a really nice light salad because I knew that I was just going to unpack a little bit and then go to bed and get ready for classes in the morning. And I knew that I needed to get to bed early because I was 2 hours ahead. So I took some melatonin to help me go to sleep. But anyway, to when I got up the next morning, got ready, and the first thing we did was professional development day. And this is the first time they've done it since prior to COVID. Whenever we had the chain link retreats, we would always start the day before the actual conference started with the professional development day for anyone who is interested in any of the professional areas of the crochet industry. And so I did a presentation. I think I told you guys I did a presentation on publishing from traditional publishing, indie platforms like Ravelry and Lovecrafts and Etsy and all those to self-publishing, which is what I do now. And that went over really, really well. I had a 45-minute talk. I think I overwhelmed some people because I told them I had so much and I had to compress it. And so I left a lot of things out. And when I was done and asked for questions, I don't think anybody could ask me a question. So the gal, Linda Dean, if you know who she is, she actually was asking me questions because I think I overwhelmed everybody. But everyone told me afterwards that went really, really, really well. So I was really excited about that. Hi, Carlene. I just saw you pop in. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. I started a little early because I needed to get through some of this stuff. So my presentation went really, really well. And then, at that night I was on my own. So I just kind of went and had dinner somewhere. And then the next morning I got up and first thing at 9 a.m., I started teaching classes. And so I only taught one class 3 times. It was my Delta Lace class. I don't know how many of you know that class or have ever taken it from me, but it went really well. I mean, it was the first time in 15 years that I've taught it live and in person. So it was a little rough the first day, but then, and I'm going to show you all this later. After that, we went to a yarn shop. And we went and got, we went on a bus and we went to the shop, and I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It's like the Sewing House It's the Sewing House in Memphis. It was a great little yarn shop. It was actually a fabric and a yarn shop. And literally that shop was split evenly 50-50. It was great. And so they brought us in two groups. There were 88, I think, students, 84 or 88 students. I can't remember the exact total. But I can't even tell you what a great shop that was. The only problem was they brought us in two groups. So what they did was they put the first group, which I was part of, on the bus, drove us out there, and we got to start shopping. And then that bus went back and grabbed the second group and brought them back. And the intention was they brought them back, and then they were supposed to bring the first group back to the hotel and then come back and get the second group. Well, the bus's air conditioning broke. And so the second group got there, and the Linda, who knows me, she's like, you can't get on that bus. It would just, because I have to be very careful with my asthma in humid areas, and Memphis is very humid. There was no way I could get on that bus. So the bus basically broke down. So a bunch of us ended up Ubering back to the hotel instead of getting on the bus. I don't know. In fact, I never saw anybody who actually went back on the bus, so I'm not sure how it all worked. So, but some of us right away just got that, because we were sitting in the shop, and with 100 people in a yarn shop, we were all roasting. So there you go. So we got back, and then that night we had, I take that back. I forgot one part. After Professional Development Day, we had a welcome, 2-hour welcome, where they had a cash bar, but they gave us a free drink ticket if we wanted to have like a glass of wine or something like that. I had a glass of wine. And they had finger food, desserts, and they had a little taco bar and everything. So that was really fun. And that's where we got our swag bags. And it was nice to see. The thing about that event is I hadn't been there since 2018. I haven't been with CGOA since 2018, because 2019 was the year my son graduated from college. And I had all sorts of things going on that summer with him getting a new job and all that stuff. So I couldn't go that year. Then in 2020, I was supposed to teach for them in New Orleans. And of course, COVID happened and that stopped. So I couldn't do that. And then then COVID, and then I had cancer. And so it just never came together again until this year. So I got to see a lot of people who I hadn't seen in years, and I got to meet a whole lot of new people. I mean, it was like there was a lot of changeover. I think the retreat style is different enough that some of the old crowd didn't want to do it, or it just wasn't good timing or whatever. But it was so much fun, because I got to see some of my friends that I haven't seen since 2018, and I met so many new people. So that was so much fun. But I'll show you the swag bag in just a minute. Okay, so after we got back from the yarn shop on Friday, I just went up to my room and first I had dinner, and then I went up to my room and I tried to work a little bit and ended up falling asleep and woke up at 10 that time. And at 9 o'clock, we were supposed to go down and we were going to see Jailhouse Rock with Elvis in it, obviously. I just slept through it. So didn't get to see Jailhouse Rock. So I just got up and went to bed. The next morning, I taught, actually, I got up and then I taught 2 classes that day. And the way this retreat works is that they take the students and they divide them into 3 groups. And so each group goes together to each one of the classes. So there were 3 teachers. It was me, Julie Desjardins from Canada, who actually couldn't come Somehow there was a snafu at the border and they wouldn't let her come into the US. So she taught via Zoom. And then there was Natalie from Detroit Knots. I had never met Natalie. I'd never even heard of her until I saw the retreat schedule. So she was a really great instructor as well. And both of them were actually, I got to see both of their talks at Professional Development Day. They were great speakers. So what they did was, on Friday, one class went to one each of us, and then on Saturday they rotated through the other two that they didn't go to. So I got to meet all of the attendees if they attended the classes. The classes were optional if they wanted to go over to Graceland at a certain time, but it seemed like everybody wanted to take the classes, which was really, really good. And then after the classes on Saturday, we had a banquet. And the banquet was amazing. The food was amazing. It was a buffet, and they had a cash bar if you wanted drinks. But the really cool thing for me at that event was that they did the inductee into the late great, if you know who she is, the late great Jean Linehausser Hall of Fame. Back in 2011. We created the Hall of Fame. I was on the board of directors at the time. And we created the Hall of Fame, and Jean Linehausser was our first inductee. And she passed away 2 months before we could induct her. So we did it posthumously that year. And so it has been memorialized as the Jean Linehausser Hall of Fame. And the inductee this year was Carol Ventura, who is a friend of mine. I was so excited. I had no idea she was going to be inducted till right before I left. And it was so good to see her because she and I had been roommates 1 year at CGOA Chainlink Conference. So we knew each other, and I loved hearing her talk. She's now retired. She does teach classes, but she is retired because she used to be the head of a department. I can't remember now how she put it, for Tennessee Tech. She taught art history and craft history and all sorts of stuff. And if she's got a PhD, 2 masters, I mean, it's amazing. I wish I had recorded her talk. But I did get one of her new books that she has out. And then when I had her sign it, I said to her that or she said to me, she says, Karen, you really need to start teaching these classes because I really want what I do to continue to go on. She says, don't worry about copyright, just start teaching those. So I'm going to be going through her books and creating a couple classes based on her techniques. So you guys will see those coming up. But Carol is an amazing person. And I was so happy for her. It was so great to see her. So then after that, I went to bed, and then I got up at dark 30. It was a little before 3 a.m. that I had to get up so I could catch a shuttle at 5. I actually ended up having to get an Uber to go to the airport to fly home. It was either get up that early and get an early flight out of Memphis. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been home until after midnight last night. So I'm really excited that I was able to get home at a decent hour. So I'm home. I got home. I got some good sleep. Yes, guys, Carly, and I did get some rest. It's funny because going east is always the hardest for me. Coming home, I can force myself to stay awake a little bit and then go to bed just slightly earlier and sleep extra so that, like today, I'm still feeling the effects of the time change, but it's not nearly as bad as it was when I went east. So anyway, I want to go ahead and show you. I got to be mindful of the time. So I'm going to show you my swag bag first. So this was kind of a shocker because usually we get like the shopping bag style, fabrics and stuff like that. But at least when I was on the board of directors, it was like Skacel always used to donate the bags for our swag bags. And they always did that, like the shopping bags where you take them in and they're reusable, that kind of fabric that eventually either wears a hole or kind of stretches out or something. Well, this year, I'm going to back up a little. They gave us duffels. There. It's a duffel bag. It's not a huge duffel bag, but it's big and it's stuffed. So what they did is they didn't tell us where we were going or what we got. So they took us in groups of 25 over. I stayed back and let all the students go first, and then I went in the last group. But so I kind of saw that we were getting duffels. But then what they did was they brought us to this room. They gave us a duffel, and then they had piles of everything on the table, and we were supposed to take one of each. I guess it was their way of not having to stuff the bags themselves, but that's okay because it was kind of fun to do it. So yeah, it's got pockets. Hi, Denise. I see you there. Since I'm holding this, I can't bring you on screen right now, but it is a really nice bag. It is a really nice bag. It's got pockets here. It's got pockets on the sides. It's got a pocket. Oh no, that's not a pocket. I thought that was a pocket. That's just for the straps. And inside, I didn't pull it out, but inside it's got the shoulder strap that you can attach right here at the little things here to bring it in. Okay, so inside, I'm going to do the paper first because Schiffercraft, which is a book company, gave us a coupon to get 20% off. Okay. I got one of these at breakfast because at breakfast they had yarn at everybody's table or thread. So I got two of these. One I got when we packed our bags, but then they had this on the table in front of me. So I got two of these threads with the metallic in it. The Lydia, it's size 10 metallic. I have plans for those. So I was really excited. Then this one is Red Heart Granny in a all-in-one granny square. So when you do it, it automatically changes colors for you, so you don't have to cut and change color. Then they had the Knit Pro Waves 2 crochet hook in a size H, but they had them printed. You can barely see it, but it says CGOA there. So they had them printed with CGOA on them. We got fiber wash. I'm going to separate these. I got tapestry needles. Actually, I have two of those because they gave us two of them, or they gave me one at the table. I'm sorry. Then I got Circulo's Bossa Nova yarn. So there's yarn. Then I got another skeiny yarn from Universal Wool Pop. And they had a bunch of colors, but you know me, I'm a blue girl, so I always take blue. They gave us Susan Base twist locks hooks. And they gave us a Dritz tape measure. And then they gave us, and then we have Cascade Nifty Cotton Splash. I picked this colorway. I really liked this colorway. I've been wanting to try this yarn. And my local yarn shop doesn't carry anything for anything from Cascade Yarns. So sorry, Denise, you just directed me with that. I'm over here owing. So I was really excited about that. Getting that yarn. And then we got, that's from one of my students brought me this cute little Spice baby car thing to make your car smell really good. She was so cute. Actually, Denise, she's from Texas, so you might know her. Her name's Trisha. She's a little 24-year-old. She's so cute. And then they gave us CGOA luggage tags. And what else is in here that is from the? Oh, and then I got another pack of tapestry needles at one of the breakfasts. So you can never have enough tapestry needles. So I know, like, yeah, I can take that. And then I got to show you this. There were a couple other things in here. Here we go. One of the attendees loves this retreat so much. This is the third year they did the retreat. They made everybody a strap with, like for your keys or for your bag or something like that. So, anyway, so that's that. And then somebody else on the three board members crocheted these lanyards for our tags, our name tags. And all the students I have a feeling they got this from DFW Fiberfest, because they're the first place I know that did this. But a lot of people were bringing stitch markers to give away or to trade. And, as a teacher, I had no idea they were doing this, but my students were bringing these to me. So I got like a Siamese cat and a guitar. So these are all stitch markers I'm gonna use. And I got one that says Fearless on it. I got one that she actually crocheted these little mini granny squares. And then I have one that's just a number, and it's number 4. So that is the name tag. So that is all of the goodies I got from my retreat. It was quite fun. And so it's like, I can't believe they gave us all the stuff. I mean, the Susan Bates Twist and Lock. Now, I'm not a Susan Bates person, so I'll probably be giving this away as a prize for some event I do. But the fact that every single person got one of these, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, yeah, so that's what I do. So that's all my swag there. Now I got to show you the yarn I bought at the yarn shop. Now, the yarn shop actually had a sale going on. All of her Sweet Georgia yarns were 40% off. Okay, so I got 2 hanks of this BFL and Silk Fine, which is a fingering weight yarn. So I got 2 of these. There it is. And it's her colorway Gather. And it is, I want to just give you it's 75 blue face Leicester wool and 20% silk, 25% silk, 370 yards. And I already know what I'm going to do with these 2, because I also had to buy 3 of these, which is the mohair in the exact same color. It's their Gather color. And this is her Silk Mist. These were 40% off. So I had to get them. 60% kid mohair and 40% cultivated silk, 325 yards. That's why I had to get 3, because I didn't have the same yardage. So I wanted to make sure I had enough. So I'll have a little bit of this left over when I finish the project. But I wanted to make sure I had enough. So I already know it's going to be. I'm very excited about it. So that's the first ones I did. And then what I always do when I go to a place like this is I try to get a souvenir yarn from a dyer in the area, but they didn't have any of their local dyers there. Nobody from Tennessee at all. They had just sold out of a trunk show, and so they hadn't replaced it yet. So I found this yarn, Camilla Fiber Company. I never heard that before. A handmade in Davison County. This is Nashville. I don't know why she said she didn't have any. Okay, this is Sylvian fingering, 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, 437 yards in her color Blue Poppy. Oh my gosh, this is so soft. I have an idea for this one too, so I had to get that one. And then they had a basket of Hedgehog Fibers mini skeins. So I got 2 of 2 different colorways. These mini skeins. This one is called Lavender Fields. I want to make sure I said them right. Lavender Fields. And this one is called Moonstone. But what I liked about it, because she didn't have enough for me to get 4 of one color. So I got 2 of each of these, because this one has the purple that's in this one, and I can either stagger them. I have an idea. I can either stagger them or do a 2-part project that has both colorways in it. So, and these are 90% merino, 10% nylon, and they're 80 meters, so roughly about 90 yards each. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. So I have to play with that. So that is my haul from the event. I mean, the swag bag alone was just crazy, but of course I have to buy yarn. So anyway, I am going to sign off. I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, there's a lot of yarn here. And I hope you enjoyed my little recap. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'm after I have um, my meeting at 8, which is in like 10 minutes. I will be scheduling tomorrow's uh, Zoom. Actually, I'm going to let you guys know. Or tomorrow's live stream is all about. um, I got a box while I was gone. So I'll be unboxing more yarn. So stay tuned. But I will see you all later and have a great start to your week. I'll see you in the morning and enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.